So this is simple. I mean, this is really, really, really simple. I mean, the game of non-dual talking, communicating the message, pointing to the thing. Or getting the thing, the ungettable thing. I mean, it's simple. It's a simple thing, simple business. So here's what it is. So the speaker just points to this. There's just this. It's here, in plain sight. That's all there is. And so that's an easy job. Just here it is. Here it is. Just this as exactly as it is now. And this. I didn't have to do anything. Right? Don't even have to lift a finger. Just this. And that's it. Full stop, end of the story. That's it. There'll be more talking, but none of it is, it's just embellishment on just this. So that's my side of the job. But then there's this me experience, which is trying to make something out of this, right? Well, trying to make something out of just this, right? Trying to make something out of the communication, out of the video. We get it. But that always fails, right? It's already failing. It's a failure. The me is failure. That's the whole point. That's why it's me. That's why it's coming to the message. I don't like failure. I want to succeed. Succeed in getting out of this failure. Failure to be just this. That's the me. There's just this. And the person who's sharing the so-called message is just pointing to just this, just saying. But this me experience, this illusion of something, is continually missing it. However it's said, however it's pointed, however it's appearing, the me experience is missing it. Because that's what the me is. It's the one who's missing. And there isn't any missing. That's the point. There's just this. Not just this and something missing, or someone who's missing. No, none of that. There's none of that here. Ever. Ever been, ever will be, ever. Because, of course, there isn't any will be. There isn't any ever. There's just this. And this me experience is missing it. So-called. But that is the experience of missing. Missing the point. Missing the gist. Missing the just this. Getting everything else, but just not getting the just this of it. The nothing of it. It's another way to say it. There's nothing, which is everything. But it isn't something. Okay, so the me is the one who is something, and seeing everything as something I look at just this, and I don't see just this, I don't see nothing, I see something. And that's something I know. Okay, so I started out saying this thing is all really simple. And then I went on and on talking about it, but I didn't need to do that. So the simple thing is, there's just this, but the me experience sees what I know. I don't see just this because I look at just this, and I see what I know about just this. So what I know gets kind of wrapped around just this, and I end up seeing what I know reflected back into me. It's just this, but it comes all wrapped up in what I know, and that's essentially the issue. The me experience is a mirror. It's like a in a fun house with all these crazy images of myself being reflected back, and I'm looking for myself, just the simple self, and I keep seeing all these other images. So my own image is being reflected back to me, but my image was never real to begin with. There is no me. That's the thing. There's just this. So there's just this, and then there's this funny experience of me, which is looking for just this, but only just seeing my own knowledge of what is reflected back. Wherever I look, I see more knowledge, more of what I know. So that, again, I was trying to say it's simple because there's just this, and all this communication about non-duality is just pointing to just this. There's nothing else to say about it, nothing to add on to it. And then the me, hearing this, trying to see through the muck, to get through just this, but the muck is everything I know. So I'm seeing my own muck, my own knowledge. I can't see through my knowledge. I can't see beyond what I know. It's what I know. It's just stuck in front of my face. I can't see just this because I just see my knowledge. And there's just this. So all of that I just described is just this. There's no way to get out of it. There's no alternative. There is no alternative muck to just this. There is no muck. That's the thing. But the me is the experience of muck, of knowledge that's standing in the way of what's just here without knowing it. Because there is nothing to know about just this. That's what me can't fathom, can't process it all. Because everything is knowledge to me. Me is knowledge. It's I know I'm here. I know I'm in this world. I know I'm having this experience. That's me. And that is absolutely exactly what isn't true. There is nothing like that. There's nothing to know here. What is here is not knowable. Knowledge is only knowledge. Knowledge knows knowledge. It doesn't know. Well, it doesn't know itself, essentially. You could say it that way. What's here is just itself. Not a self, separate self. Not even a self, but what is what it is kind of what I'm saying. That's all there is. And it isn't even an is or an it, right? You can't say it doesn't have words because it is what it is, right? There's no word to describe something being what it is, right? Words always describe how it is, right? But the fact that it is what it is, as it is, you can't find a word for that. It's not in the dictionary. It's here. It's what you are. It's what everything is. It's nothing. That's why we say that. It's nothing. It's not in the dictionary because it's nothing. And the word nothing doesn't describe it. There's a word nothing in the dictionary, but it'll tell you what nothing is in the dictionary. There's probably like 20 different definitions for nothing if you've got a good dictionary. And then, of course, in all the other languages, every language has a word for nothing, or many words. But none of them are the nothing. the real deal, which is just here, which is just it as it is, which is also everything. Nothing and everything is the same no thing, the same undescribable, unknowable. So if you just stay with unknowable, then you're home free. That is the freedom. That is the unrecognizability, the unconditional. Of course, the recognizable and the conditional, that's the world of the me. Ah, I know what that is. That's recognizable. And okay, I know I started out saying that it's simple, and then I went into a bunch of the whole thing, so, which I do. But, and I'm sorry, because I really wanted to keep this simple. It's a lot more simple than it sounds here. Yeah, I mean, the simplicity is that it's unknowable. And if you just stick with what's unknowable, then you're, like I just said, you're there. Which is what, and you are there. Because you are sticking with, there only is the unknowable. The whole game of knowing, the me business, isn't here, doesn't exist. But for me, I need to recognize what's being pointed to here. Tell me again. I'm not recognizing it. You say, I know it. Everyone says, you already know this, it's obvious. Yeah, I know it. And I've thought about it, and it's become clear. I understand it perfectly. I understand that I don't exist. I understand that there's nothing here. That this is just an appearance of nothing as everything. Appearing as an appearance in nothing. I understand that all perfectly. You know, I would ace any test, but still I don't recognize it. And I'm still looking for the recognition, waiting, hoping, working, whatever, for this recognition, this moment of recognition. Okay. Which I also know will never come and can't come. And then the speaker always says, well, this is already recognized by no one. Well, yeah, it is, but the one who's trying to recognize and needs to recognize will not recognize and cannot. Because it is not a recognition. I mean, recognize, recognize, there you have it. It means know something again, to recognize it again. In other words, it's known somehow, but somehow it isn't really quite known, so I need to know it again for the first time in a way that will really get it. Okay? But there is no again for this. There's no again. This is it. It didn't happen before. It won't happen. It can't happen. It's just this. It's not in time. It's not an experience. It can't be seen again. But I'm saying that word recognize or recognize is a clue to the whole business here. Because the me is always trying to find something that it already knows. It's trying to recognize, in other words, corroborate what I know. I'm looking for backing up what I know, corroboration, to reapply my knowledge in a way that will make it stick. But I'm always starting with the knowledge. It's not like I'm looking for something new. I'm looking for something that I already know. That's the point. Knowledge is always based on what I already know. It's not new. It's not virginal. It's not being born. But this is only just being born. It's not anything that's happened. It's not anything that's known. That's what it means to say it's unknown, unknowing. That's all it means. There's nothing established. So it can't be recognized. It can't be I mean, when you recognize someone, it means you've seen them before. And now you've seen, it's clear. That's what I know. You're the one that I know. You're the one that I saw yesterday. And I recognize it. In a flash, I can recognize it. Well, that's what the me is always, that's the only thing the me can do. It's the only kind of seeing. Because the me is always working from what I know. I'm working from my established position. And that is exactly what there isn't. There's no established position in what is. And that, again, I mean, this is the simplicity of it. I could have just said that, 15 minutes ago and let it end there without going into all this stuff. Well, I should have. But again, the me is just operating as recognition, as let me know something. Give me something to know. On and on and on, this knowing machine. But it's always just taking it in and comparing it to what I know. Comparing it to what's established, what I'm holding. Holding my knowledge, and then I'm trying to get knowledge that, in a sense, trying to match it to what I already have. And that's never going to happen. Because there isn't anything that matches this. So the me process is a faulty program. Doesn't matter. It's just showing up as it is. Who knows? Who cares? It's just this running, grinding program of knowing. And there's a sense that that's me. There's a me in there somewhere. A me in the middle of this knowing machine. So what? There's nothing to do with anything. There's just this. No knowledge needed, nothing needed. All right, I'm going to stop.